The hoar-frost hung in the curved canopy of the magnolia tree, a construction of ice as perfect as coral. The weight of it made the trunk creak in the still Arctic air. Below it the dew pond was frozen, steaming slightly in the winter sun, a single carp below the powdered surface dying for air. Joe stood, admiring its gasping beauty, each of his own breaths a plume which drifted briefly, catching the rays of the sunset. Lighting the cigarette he had made indoors, he drew the marijuana deep into his shattered throat. He sat on his bench with a rowan at his back, heavy with blood-red berries. "Christmas," he said to no one, surveying the circular horizon of the fen. He expelled the smoke and replaced it with a surge of supercooled air, willing it to purge him of the cancer that was destroying him. The house was 50 yards to the north, and the only visible building, letter M Farm, was, he had long admitted, as good a place to die as any. Inside the four-square Georgian building, the lights he'd left on shone into the winter afternoon, and through its double-glazed windows he could see the twin reflections of the open fire within. He stood, turning to go back, swinging his sticks round to keep him steady. A wave of nausea made him stop, closing his eyes and wishing again he wasn't alone. With eyes closed, he drew deeply on the dope, letting the sweet relief flow like a current through his veins. When he opened his eyes, his wish had come true. A man was at the house, coming out of the front door, putting something in his pocket. In his free hand he held a black bag like a doctor's, and Joe wondered if he'd come from the unit. He tried to shout, but his throat failed him. Then he saw that the man's head was obscured by a hood. The man walked back towards the road where a small white van, Joe hadn't noticed before, was parked amongst the uncut leilandi. Joe hadn't heard the vehicle approach, and a thought insinuated itself. Had it been there all day, waiting? His eyes swam with the strain of focus. When they'd cleared, the man was walking back towards him, a spade in one hand, a bucket in the other, the bag gone. From the way the man swung the pail as he strode over the frozen field, Joe knew it was empty. He shivered, aware that something had been planned without him. He lifted a hand to take the cigarette from his lips, knowing that even now, when he knew that death was coming anyway, fear could be a pungent emotion. Feebly he took another step forward, straightening his back and raising his arm in greeting when the man was almost upon him. But there was no response from the face hidden within the shadowed hood. Joe scanned the fields, but the landscape was empty, a lifeless network of ditches, drains, and reeds smoking with the mist of nightfall.